withdraw the citation for this particular issue. He continued to just argue with me about it. I said, I don't think you're listening to me. I told you I'm withdrawing the citation.
Should take charge.
It's like, well, this is pretty, like we were trying to work it out pre-court, like in that little sidebar in the sheriff's office.
Call it to order the planning commission for Monday, June the 29th. And first on our order is the planning commission reorganization. And I would like to have an appointment for chairman for the organization. Do I have an appointment for chairman?
I would appoint Mr. Slagle.
Second that.
We have Mr. Schlegel. And I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Who seconded it? I'm sorry. Okay.
Your name is-
Justin.
Yeah. I'm not that sure. Okay, second is the appointment for your vice chairman. Do I have an appointment for your vice chairman?
I would nominate Sam Burkholder.
I'll second that.
We have a nomination and a second for vice chairman, Sam Burkholder. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed. Appointment of secretary.
Isn't that typically Jen?
Yes,
Jen.
Jen.
Yeah, so I make a motion to nominate Jen.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. So that's the reorganization. Do we have anything else we need to do with the planning commission?
Just approve the minutes.
Just approve the minutes.
Did Brad meet everybody? Your new planning commission member, were you introduced to everybody?
Yeah, I was here previously, but yeah, I mean,
Seen him a couple times on the.
yeah, I'm usually on the other side, so.
All right, I was just noting that it was our reorganization meeting in June. I didn't know if you had been.
Yes, yeah. It is unusual.
So next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for December the 29th, 2025.
Seemed accurate to me. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Matthew and Justin seconds. You have any discussion on that? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any,
I'm gonna abstain since I wasn't a member at that time.
so we have the ayes and any nays? Motion passed. You have 3 ayes. Next would be public participation. That's nothing, so we're looking at old business.
Correct.
So we've got the discussion on the Wahlberg project. You're here from CTC.
Yes.
You step the order. Floor is yours.
You're filling in for Scott?
Yes. Yeah, he had another, too many commitments
I saw
to,
him this morning and said, we might go. So I guess once a day is enough.
Yep.
I'll give you a brief overview where we're at. So we submitted this once before, and then Conservation District came back and said we needed to submit it as an NPDS permit. We submitted it as a non-NPDS permit because we're under an acre of disturbance for this, but they're considering it a common plan of development because this lot is subdivided off of. off of the Walbert Funeral Home that's over here. That subdivision has taken place, it's recorded, so we're only doing that development for you guys. So this is the updated plan. The biggest difference is we had underground beds here and here for the stormwater. With the MPDS permit, there's some more strict regulations. So we basically have a big open basin here. It's an infiltration basin. File retention is what we're calling it. So we'll be plantings in there, so we'll kind of landscaping-ish. We're making use of this driveway here. It's a shared access. There is an shared access easement for us to use this in combination with Walbert Funeral Home. What we're doing is just a financial office building. I don't know exactly what's going to do in there, but it's just an office building. The building's here. We have the required number of parking here. Driveway aisles we're not requesting any waivers. We didn't need a variance. There was a waiver that was granted back in 2025 that we can use this. We're not requesting that from you. That was granted during the subdivision process. So right now with the Conservation District, we have administratively complete from them for their review of the MPDS permit. So we're waiting for technical comments from them. Water and sewer are both on lot. We have a proposed well here, and the septic is going to be one of those wells. We have both primary and backup. Looking at the review letter, I didn't see anything that really stood out. I'd be happy to entertain any questions that anyone has.
I have a question on the shared driveway. I just want to understand who's responsible for maintenance of the shared driveway. Is it both properties or just?
I believe it's Walbert.
Just Walbert?
Yeah, I could check. I could read the agreement and see. But
All right. And the review letter said you're going to note the recording information.
Yes,
for that
yes.
easement.
Yep, we will do that.
What plan page shows the well location?
I'm showing it on GR1, but it's probably on any plan set, but GR1 sheet number 4. And it'll be on the east side, halfway down the line.
Thank you.
That should provide enough isolation distance.
Yeah.
So there is a comment here about the planning commission reviewing the screening around the parking lot. I don't know if you could explain that to the planning commission so they could react to it.
Turn to sheet number LL1, page number 5. So we have screening here and here, and then we're considering this screening here. I believe a comment. I apologize if I left the letter in my office. Here.
First.
Yeah. The holy bushes here says show dimensions and or notes out of the plan that reflect section 519.1.B and C. With those notes, the screening will be compliant, so we have no issue providing units.
So what does the zoning actually say as far as the screening goes? You only have 14 winter red in the front. They're going to be 24 to 36 inches high. You have 4.
Not sure what those things are. American holly.
Are they American hollies?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
comment. That is not there.
So on the side, but what is your zoning actually? What's the wording of the zoning actually say? What are we trying to screen from?
Do you have a copy of the zoning?
Yes.
Sorry to.
That's
okay.
I think it probably talks about, this section probably talks about the spacing and how large the screening has to be. The planting and all things.
Yeah, and the note says it's screening for the parking.
But is it screening as to neighboring properties or?
Right, that's what I'm getting at. What are we actually, like, I understand it might be the screening of the parking lot, but is it the screening of the neighbors? Is it screening from the roadway? Does it specify what we're actually attempting to screen?
It's just when the parking, I think, faces the RA zoning district.
It's 519.
Oh, thank you.
Where screening is required by a section of this ordinance, such screening may be accomplished by the placement of adjacent buildings, a solid fence, or by the provision of a maintained hedge. And such screening shall only be broken at points of vehicular or pedestrian access. The following screening standards shall apply. We're looking at B and C. B, a shrubbery hedge of sufficient and acceptable plants shall be a minimum of 36 inches in height at the time of planting and be spaced not less than 36 inches apart. The shrubbery hedge shall not exceed 10 feet in height at maturity. And section C, all plants selected for use in a required landscaping screen shall be suited for such plantings, arranged in such a manner as to provide an effective visual barrier within 3 years of planting and maintained in a healthy living condition.
But it doesn't say what we're, if I missed it, Jeff, tell me, but it's not saying that particular section isn't saying what we're screening from. The one thing that I noticed is you said the minimum is 36 inches high. This chart is showing 24 to 36 inches, so this wouldn't be compliant.
We would revise that to say 36.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm just
Yeah, no, I understand.
here to comment. I'm commenting.
Yep.
I want to see what 507.14.
Because the screening is just because it's a budding RA zone. So this wouldn't be a problem. It's just this. And this.
Yeah, so again, are we screening the parking? Are we screening the entire building?
No, it's just parking, and it's, the reason isn't because of a neighbor or anything, it's just the zone of the adjacent property.
Yeah, because the ordinance reads that the
Okay.
building is an acceptable screening.
Parking areas for non-residential uses which are designed to contain more than 4 vehicles shall be screened from the view of persons on any land zone RC, RA, R1, TN, or R2, which is adjacent to the land on which the non-residential parking area is located. It shall be located a minimum of 20 feet from any land zone. So we have a parking area for non-residential use designed to contain more than 4 vehicles. It shall be screened from the view of persons on any land zoned RA, which is adjacent to the land.
I mean, my quick, it's just my opinion. I don't think there's enough screening there. Throwing three holly in that area doesn't, if you're talking about if all this is RA, it doesn't screen. it doesn't meet that section. But that's just my,
So we're looking at this area here, these three is the area you're concerned with?
yeah, I mean, if I'm just doing the literal interpretation of the zoning, if it's supposed to be screening the parking from any land in RA, those 3 holly bushes.
You're thinking probably extend it
Right.
this way and maybe
You would have
to
to,
the corner.
you would have to adequately, unfortunately screen that whole area unless there's some sort of alternate landscaping plan that can be approved or a waiver, if they want to go that route. But just as a new planning commission member, my 2 cents is that those 3 holly bushes don't get anywhere close to the definition of screening.
This is a zoning regulation, so it couldn't be waived.
Okay.
Have to comply.
I was just thinking, we have another client that's submitting all the landscaping plan. If you guys agree that the screening is adequate, I'm just throwing it out from the,
Well, we don't need to screen it from this parcel here, from the funeral home. I think we're just needing to screen it, if we take that literal interpretation, possibly around the corner a little bit.
yeah, I mean, that would be my view on it. If it's supposed to be screened from the property that's RA, if you're standing, say,
The balance of this back here
right,
is RA.
So part of the reason why we did not screen this side is because there's an embankment here that's 3 feet high. So we're probably considering that your screening. So where we lose that elevation is where we screened it down here.
Okay,
So, but if you want,
so you've got a 3-foot embankment here in this area.
right, our elevation of the parking of the drive aisle is 325 and the property back is 425 rather than it's 428 up here.
Okay,
So that's your height of the screening, what it's supposed to be. So if we consider this embankment to be your screening,
well, that's what it's supposed to be when it's planted, then it's supposed to grow and be spaced adequately enough to screen the entire parking area. So what's your typical height of an F-150 Ford truck at the cab? Oh, it's over 3 feet, agreed? So that's my only comment, just as sitting here as a new member, is looking at the literal words of the zoning of what we're trying to accomplish. Does it make a hill of beans difference?
How
You know.
far away is this house back here?
Pretty full.
It's
It's just open field out the back there. isn't it?
yeah,
You're screening from the RA1, you're not screening from buildings.
yeah, it's,
That's what I would
it's
understand.
the RA zoning district.
It's just the RA and the parking area.
Yeah. You're just screening from a field
Right now.
right now. Well,
what's the height supposed to be after 3 years? Because all I remember it's supposed to be a maximum, it's not to exceed a height of 10 feet.
Correct.
But what was the
No,
height after 3 years? I think that's what's
515, right?
519,
505.
519, 1D and C.
Minimum of 36 inches at the time of planting, not less than 36 inches apart. Shrubbery heads shall not exceed 10 feet in height at maturity.
So there's not a,
All plants selected for use in the required landscaping screen shall be suited for such plantings arranged in such a manner as to provide an effective visual barrier within 3 years of planting.
so it doesn't specify a height for what that is. It says minimum height is 3 feet, which we've achieved with the embankment there.
Difference being that the planting is going to increase in height.
Right.
Your bank, it's gonna stay the same.
And if you want more planting there, we can learn to do that. They're just shrubs.
What's up to this group?
Thought on the, you have any
I mean, I would say if you could throw another, like, 2 shrubs back there, it seems like it would fit more into the ordinance itself.
So we're okay with these shrubs here? We just want more.
Yeah, maybe throw 2 more there.
I mean, we can wrap it around, we can put 2 here, like however the spacing gets, so we get 2 on that side.
However you say, take.
Because we're screening the parking, so it's here because it's screening the parking, the parking's just right here.
Correct.
And the parking's just right here, so that's how we interpret it, but again, like I said, it's just shrubs, so we can plant more around the corner.
You know, if we would put another one here and possibly 2 here to
Yeah,
block
I
the
think-
view of that corner.
I think you'd be closer to, I mean, you're the zoning officer, but my opinion would be you'd be closer to meeting the ordinance by adding those few additional shrubs for the screening of the parking.
I would agree. I think it would be more in line with the verbiage in the ordinance.
I guess my feeling would be personally that in itself, there's not a big problem, but what about the future? You know, if this isn't quite like this and we get somebody else asking and something comes along, if we would add a couple, it wouldn't be a big hardship to add a few more.
Right.
I'd add a few. Add 3, 2 or 3.
Specify. 2,
2.
one at the corner and one around the corner.
Yeah.
We'll see how the spacing works out. It might be 2 here and then 2 there,
Well, yeah, that would be
but a minimum of 2 more.
Minimum of 2 more.
Yeah.
on that corner.
And then just update the chart then as
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
Anything else that we should be addressing on this yet also?
It looks like all the rest of the comments, most of them are gonna be added to the next revision.
Yeah.
You know, the items on the saldo review. Look at number 6, the SEO approval for the on-site sewer system shall be provided when we have that.
And then,
And then the paving.
yeah, we'll make it for your township spec.
Okay.
It's just easier that way.
And then stormwater number 1, you still haven't heard anything from the Berks County Conservation District on that?
We just have admin approval, so we're waiting for technical comments. But they know about the project. We've had a pre-application meeting with them, so they know what the design is. I don't expect anything.
Correct.
Your stormwater wouldn't have an issue with what's being proposed in changing the 222.
No, we have,
Quite a bit out front.
yeah, this is, I mean, all our properties here, so this is kind of dots up here. We're just charging right here.
Oh, yes, I see you're further back than.
Yeah.
Are they going to be coming back onto the property much? And not with
I don't
other
believe
takes?
so, but I don't know. Right now, today as we speak now.
There's sinkholes in the stormwater adjacent to this side of 222, or is it? I thought on one of the other sides of 222 out here, there was a sinkhole in the stormwater facilities. I don't recall which side of the road it was.
I'm not aware.
There's none on this side, I know.
Maybe it was on this side.
Jeff, can I see that zoning ordinance?
Sure. So on the stormwater agreement, I prefer to prepare that, so don't use the one attached to the
Okay.
ordinance.
That would be one of my questions.
That's fine. And Jen shared with me this easement management agreement. It's not clear if this was recorded. It refers to a recorded access easement, but then this easement management agreement appears to supplement the recorded access easement.
Okay.
So what I'm guessing is that the first document that was recorded said that this lot would have a right of access. And then this agreement talks about who's gonna build the driveway, who's gonna maintain the driveway. So this, I'd like confirmation that this is recorded in addition to the access easement that's referred to in here.
Can I take a picture of just the?
Yeah, sure. Where'd you get this from, Jan?
That was actually sent over from Russ Walbert when they first did the subdivision.
Okay.
That was one of the requirements that they had to have that done.
So is the HOP issue resolved? Is there confirmation that you're okay, or?
I'm still waiting for that.
You're not anticipating any
I'm not.
issues with conduct with this?
Because we didn't alter anything from what I
Correct.
saw. It's just to develop one.
Anything else yet on this? You have it.
I guess we should make a formal recommendation to the board to add additional trees to the plan. Minimum of 2,
That's
maximum
the
of
only
4.
thing that we actually had in discussion here was.
Yeah.
Anybody-
That and item number 9, your recommendation, and the client is going to redesign to use the township spec for the paving.
So that we can put together as the screening and the paving as one recommendation. You have a motion to make that recommendation? Does anybody have a question while you're talking?
I mean, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed.
There's no new business proposed.
When is the supervisor's meeting?
Supervisors meeting is in 2 weeks.
13.
Any requests to be on the agenda or?
No, I'll put it on the agenda.
So your recommendation that would be for a preliminary plan approval? That's what you're looking for?
Yes, for conditional plan approval on addressing the remaining comments and the review letter.
Okay, you ready for a preliminary plan approval with the conditions that we spoke of? Any discussions before we continue?
Are you good with this?
Okay, then we'll continue with the preliminary plan approval.
Yeah, I make a motion that we approve the preliminary plan with the addition of the additional shrubs
Screenings.
and the pavement being done to the township spec.
Matthew makes that motion. I need a second.
second
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed.
Thank you.
Now we have a miscellaneous business.
The saldo and the stormwater ordinance revisions, I know Scott and Michelle were discussing this, I don't know where they got to on that exactly. There's a few items that I know we wanted to clear up, but I don't,
Scott didn't have anything, I agree.
okay,
Yeah, I think it's still a work in progress.
okay.
So that's the ordinance revisions. The draft review on the joint comprehensive plan would be the next, what I have on here.
Can you read it? You gonna read it out loud?
Do you have any comments on that, Chris?
No, I mean, it's just, my comment would be procedure. I mean, it's, I guess the committee's been working on this for some time. I don't know how many months it's been in the works.
It's more than 1 year.
Yeah,
And the representatives on the committee, I know you, Sam, were on that. Was anybody else on the planning commission?
I went to a couple meetings.
Did go to a couple, all right. So, this is an update of the existing joint comp plan with Maiden Creek and Fleetwood Borough. And under the municipalized planning code, the township should update that document approximately every 10 years. And I think it's been at least 10 years, probably longer since it was last updated. And it should take into account, you know, development that has occurred and infrastructure expansion that may have occurred. So I don't know if, really what the specific recommendations are, but in terms of process, there has to be a recommendation from this planning commission to the board of supervisors, and the board of supervisors have to hold a public hearing and consider adopting a resolution approving the joint comp plan update, and the other two municipalities have to do the same thing, have to have their planning commission recommendation and a governing body public hearing and formal approval. So I don't know if two of you have anything you want to say about what the substance is of the.
I did not go to the last couple, and I did not get a chance to review the entire thing, so hopefully tonight we don't have to make that recommendation, but.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you want more time, you should take it. I wouldn't rush. I mean, I know that once it gets to this stage, county likes to see it get finished. But I also don't think it's appropriate for you to rush. If you want some more time to look at it, please take the time. There are consequences to the adoption of this. You know, you're supposed to review your zoning to see if it's in compliance with the recommendations here. And, you know, I've had occasion where I've butted heads with the county when, you know, for example, I had a property owner that was designated for future growth, meaning that the comp plan said this property should be developed sometime in the future. And this property owner wanted to enter into a conservation easement. And they were not allowed to because the comp plan said this is for development. And what the property owner wanted was not allowed under that comp plan. So there are consequences to this planning process, and you ought to, you know, like I said, take the time if you want to take the time to study it and then follow up with any questions and further discussion at, you know, maybe next month's meeting.
The rest of the board has not too much seen what has been involved in this, right? It would be a good idea if you actually had somewhat of an idea. I was not at the last one also, because it hadn't fitted me at the time when they had that last meeting that they came together with that. But I had been involved in getting some of the first things together. I was pretty well satisfied with what I had seen and how it was, and it is quite comprehensive, like it said. And like you said, there are consequences that go with it, because there's no point in doing this if we're not going to use it. You know, if it's, and being we're working together with other areas, it's not just simply Richmond Township itself. So my recommendation would be to know better actually what actually is in here before we fully recommend that to the other board.
Do you know where Fleetwood Borough and Maiden Creek stand on?
I have no knowledge of where they stand. I mean, we could certainly find out. You know, you and I.
I can find out from Maiden Creek. I mean, I'm a little shocked that I haven't heard too much more about it. But I can find out. I just was wondering where Fleetwood Borough was.
Right.
So
I can find out. I can email Chris and find out what they're doing with it.
when's the next, is there another meeting coming up?
For the planning commission or for them?
For the.
Not on this, I think
They're-
that's
they're
fine.
done.
That's it,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I really missed the vote on that one.
Well,
That's been going on for quite a while.
yeah, and they had them advertised, and they're trying to get some more people involved, but it just seemed it's hard to get people. They were actually at the Fleetwood School, I believe, and they were talking at the Historical Society.
Yeah.
So they had been different places that they were trying to draw this together.
Well, they did get comments on stuff because they did have like a QR code at voting time for them to, do the survey and, get the residents involved in it and such. So they did, I think they got, like 400 responses from
So,
that.
I just seen that in here.
I mean, it's not a lot compared to how many
No.
Yeah,
residents.
see
Right,
how many
right.
there
It's
were.
probably a pretty fair turnout compared to what we typically see.
Right.
It's tough to get people to comment on these things.
And so who's responsible to make sure that it's code compliant?
Well, that document does not, it's not binding on property owners directly. I mean, I guess it has an indirect influence. And like the example I gave, county policy for farmland preservation is that they will not fund the preservation of any land that's designated for future growth in the comp plan. So, but if a property owner comes in and their plan meets zoning and saldo regulations, even if those regulations are not consistent with the plan, the property owner has the right to do that development. It's the township's burden to look at their zoning and see if it complies with that comp plan. So I guess the question of is there anything in that plan that the township should follow up on and make adjustments in the zoning ordinance? That's our job, planning commission, me, the zoning officer, we all need to look at that and think about it. So that, I guess Sam's point is, let's make sure we know what's in that plan and think about what impact it would have on code issues.
And I know Scott has looked into the zoning on this a little bit. I have not, and that's something I can do within the next month if that's
Okay.
something I should be doing. No objection to that.
But, there are sort of hot button topics going around, solar farms and warehouses and now data centers, these are the hot button things that everybody is all excited about. I don't know if any of those topics are addressed.
Not specifically, because things like the data centers just came up since this was started. There wasn't much of a issue on that, and those things just got hot in the last couple of years. And,
So who started this? Was this a county thing? Or?
well, they have one and the
Yeah,
other
county-
update.
county-
It's-
Okay.
Yeah, the three municipalities pay a fee to the county for the county to assign staff people to work with municipalities. So it's sort of I don't know what we paid towards that. Was it $5,000 to $10,000? This township share,
Yes.
something in that ballpark. So we're buying consulting services from county planning commission staff. And they're the ones who help the committee to come up with that report.
Because you're required to have it.
Yeah, right, that's correct. Every municipality and every county are supposed to have a comp plan. And the county promotes the idea of multi-municipal comp plans. And there are some advantages to that where, well, historically, we got some funding if we did it that way. So we didn't have to pay the full cost of making the report. But in addition to that, there is the possibility of sharing uses across the three municipalities. And what I mean by that is, under the municipalities planning code, every municipality is supposed to provide for every lawful use somewhere in the township. But if you have three municipalities that do a joint comp plan together, and then they follow up the approval of the joint comp plan with a implementation agreement that says that they will not change their zoning without consulting with the other two municipalities, it is possible to assign to one of the three municipalities a certain use, and then the other two municipalities don't have to have that use in their zoning ordinance. So that's can be very advantageous if you have communities that have different goals. For example, Fleetwood doesn't have to have agriculture. Fleetwood maybe doesn't have to have industrial if Richmond has some industrial, things like that. So you can sort of share the burden of uses that some people might like and others would prefer not to have them in their particular municipality.
That is very advantageous for the municipalities. I know in Brecknock, where I live, we've used that quite a bit through the years. It's nice being able to spread those uses. Now, we have 5 municipalities in our school district, so we have a joint plan with all 5 municipalities. But the first round, the county provided funding 100% for these, or if there was anything, it was very minimal, like a few $100. Then the second time, of course, the contribution was greatly increased. But there's definitely advantages to having this joint comp plan. And Chris really just explained, but I think it's probably the best use of it is by sharing those uses, spreading them out.
Back to where this was started, it says here, a 19-question public survey was launched in October of 2024 and that closed in October 25, and they had 462 responses out of, and I'm not sure if that was just out of Richmond or if that was out of all three, I think possibly all three
All three.
municipalities. So if you think that they only had 462 people responding to their questionnaires.
We met for a couple months before we even got there, right? So it's probably 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at with it.
So you want to put it back on the agenda, next one?
Yeah,
I
the next
think
time we
we
meet,
should
do it,
have the
yeah.
board check this a little bit more yet. Do we have where do they get their information? Can they pull
There
this
is
off
one,
on
I
their
did
phone?
email a copy to everybody,
Yeah.
but I can print out, copies if anybody needs them.
You have it electronically?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, everybody received the email, the electronic, or like, anybody who wants a copy, I can make a copy for them.
So I would recommend that we review the
Sure.
draft for the next time because of what we have here. Anybody have anything else to say on this subject yet? Uh, We just put that back without making a motion on it
Correct.
because we're not doing business on it. Okay, anything else for this evening yet?
That's all
That's
we
it.
had.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion passed.
Those are the quickest motions, the adjournment.